Hello folks, I'm Ed Overstreet and I want to welcome you to the Night Sky Imaging YouTube channel. I thought I would try to demonstrate how guiding, if you're using PhD or similar guiding software, is affected by poor seeing. First I'm going to bring up my one of my weather apps and let me share this screen so you can see what I'm seeing. And this is an app that I use. It's an astronomical scene app by Medio Blue, and it does show you the scene conditions. This is Monday, January the 10th, and although we're in the green under one index, index 1, we're far from a 5 rating, and but that looks pretty decent, and the scene in arc seconds is also okay, not great, but the jet stream is in red, and it is moving at a speed of 47 meters per second, so it's kicking up. And I have come to realize that when this is in red, scene conditions are going to almost always be not good for me. And also we're in the red all night with the scene conditions, and so under index 2 we're rated 1 for 4 o'clock and on. Right now I'm imaging the sun and we're rated 3 and 4, but we have this horrific jet stream. So I've got the sun live. Let me show you another weather app. Everybody just about that's doing any astronomy has access to the clear sky chart. And as you can see today on the 10th, the scene conditions are just not good. They're bad, as a matter of fact. They get a little better around 6 o'clock, 7, 8, but better is poor. So we're bad here, we're poor here, and then I guess sometime Tuesday we're going to have improved scene, and but we have clear skies for the next several days, and that's great. It's just the scene, for some crazy reason, is going to be horrific. So I'm going to turn my phone down until I finish this, and we'll just have to wait. Okay, so let's head over to the live view of the sun, and here we are. And my goal today was I wanted to take a time lapse, about 200 to 300 1,000 frame images of the sun, where I would focus on this sunspot and this sunspot, because there's a lot of flaring activity going on. It's pretty cool to watch, and I thought I might be able to capture that. In fact, let me show you what I've been looking at and the reason why I came out here to do this, then I'll get back to guiding. So let's head over to, well, let's just bring up a new screen and go to the sun forecast. And let's get one that's pretty recent. This is 4 hours, 4 hours. Here's 2 minutes. So we have a 2-minute old image, and this is what I've got on my screen right now, these two sunspots. And I want to get rid of that. I want to bring up the video of this, and I'm just going to click on this play button right here, and we're going to click play and just watch this area, and you'll see some of that movement kicking up there. And I was hoping that if I got about 200 to 300 images, I would be able to catch this in a time lapse. We also have some activity on the rim of the sun, and that too is I was considering whether I wanted to try to focus over here on this part of the sun, which has had some crazy things happening over the last 24 hours. So it's calmed down now, And this was really active, turning all kinds of colors at one point in time. But at any rate, that's what my goal was. But the scene's so bad, I can't even get a focus that I am confident in. So let's head back to the sun. It just does not look anywhere near focus. And I've been moving it in, racking in and out. I'm going to go out a little bit because it's heating up. And when it does, I need to back it out. As the sun is warming, I lose focus with a hot telescope. And at any rate, this is as good as I can do. I did take one image and I tried to process it. I'll show you kind of what that looked like, but it was okay, but it's not worth playing with. So let's talk about the guiding and the problems that you're going to have tonight. I'm going to have tonight. In fact, I'm going to go live again tonight, and I'm going to use 2 telescopes at the same time. And I'll run 2 different instances, obviously, with 2 scopes with PhD2, and I'll show you how both of them are insane. And there's nothing you can't guide it out. But it's calmed down a little bit. The scene is better. An hour ago, these things were jumping all over the place. But just imagine that if one of these little dots was a star you were trying to guide on, and you see it bouncing all over the place, and your poor guiding software is trying to correct for those bounces because it thinks it's your scope that's moving. So it's sending guide corrections to your telescope to correct something that can't be corrected. So this is a mess, and it's not as bad as it was an hour ago. In fact, I wish I'd have thought of doing this guiding software an hour ago, because this thing was bouncing hither and yon, and I almost just decided to turn it off and not even fool with it. And it dawned on me that I may get a couple images out of it if I just hang in here with it. I processed one. It looked okay. Let me see if I've got the slowest laptop on the planet to do my planetary. And it takes forever to process one, or I would do it for you, or do one now. Let me go down to, I don't even know if I saved it. Yeah, I saved it. Here it is. Let me see if I can bring up a TIFF file. Oh, there it is. So this is the image that I took earlier, and I know there you go. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Too far, it gets too pixelated. But thanks to AutoStackert and to IMPPG software, I'm able to save some detail in spite of the poor scene through their stacking and their algorithms for sharpening and curves. But for the most part, these are disasters, and I wouldn't stay with it. But at any rate, I just thought I would try to illustrate the problem that for the longest time I was trying to fix. I'd sit there and study PhD2. I would be moving sliders. I'd be changing hysteresis. I would be going to different guiding algorithms. I would come back and run guiding the system. I would suggest their suggestions. I'd recalibrate, and my graph still looked like a saw, and saw blade. And so I thought, oh, I've just got a bad guide camera, a bad guide scope, a bad mount, a combination of all 3. I need to upgrade. I just got so frustrated at times because I just couldn't imagine how something like scene could screw things up. Now, on the bright side, if you do not have a low-end budget rig like I do, I don't have a precision mount with encoders. But if you have a precision mount that doesn't require guiding, then you can do deep space imaging to your heart's content, and scene won't have an effect on it. You can't do planetary trying to do the planets or the moon or the sun again, you can't do. But guiding problems aren't a deep space imaging problem unless you are, unless you're guiding problems are what causes deep space image issues and makes taking deep space images almost impossible. So, with that being said, hopefully this kind of makes a point. When you got the target bouncing around all over the place, don't expect your telescope to be able to correct for the poor seeing. It ain't going to happen, and you're going to be disappointed in your night of imaging because your graph's going to look like your EKG exam. Okay, folks, I think that pretty much sums up the issue I was trying to cover, and clear skies, and I hope you have better seeing than I'm going to have in the next few days. If this is helpful, please consider liking and subscribing, and